National 5 Maths Practice Paper F, Paper 2. Now in this question what we have to do first of all is to find the sides of angle ABC. Now we can do that if we put in a north arrow here, so we've got some parallel lines because the north arrows are all parallel, and we know that this angle and this angle have to add up to 180. So 180 subtract 74 is 106 degrees, so we've got 106 here. It also tells us that from C, that's from here, the bearing of B is 310, so all the way around there is 310 degrees. So 360 minus 310 is 50 degrees, so that's 50 in there. Now we've got these two parallel lines again, so 180 take away 50 would give us 130 there. So if we add those two together and subtract from 360, that'll give us angle ABC, because all the way around here has to be 360. So 360, subtract the 106 and subtract the 130, or you can add them up and subtract them all in a winner like that, and that gives us 124 degrees. So that's the size of angle ABC, 124. Now there's a bit more information for part B. It tells us that B is 230 metres from A, and it tells us that B is 110 centimetres from C. I'm trying to squeeze that in there. It's 110. So if we make up a triangle, we've got an angle with the two sides next to it, so that's going to be the cosine rule that we're going to use. So normally it would be A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A, and that's what you get given in the formula sheet, but it's actually B that we're after, because if there's capital B, there's small b, capital A, there'll be small a over there, capital C, small c. So in actual fact what we're doing is B squared equals A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cos B. Now let's substitute some numbers into that, so it'll be B squared equals 110 squared plus 230 squared minus 2 times 110 times 230 times cos of 124. Now you'll be amazed how many people type that into their calculators incorrectly, so just take care when you're doing that. And that should come to 93295, etc. Now that's B squared, we want B. So B is the square root of that. So if you take the square root of that, you get 305.44. Now it tells us to use three significant figures. Well, there's your third significant figure, is that 5. It's going to stay as a 5, it's got 4 next to it. So it's just going to be 305 metres is your length. Now in question 8 we're trying to subtract fractions, and it's given us a bit of information here, a bit of a technicality. It doesn't really affect how you solve the problem. It tells you x can't be -1 because you can't have 0 in the denominator of a fraction, because -1 plus 1 would be 0. So that's why it tells you that, but this bit's actually wrong. It should say x is not equal to 2, because 2 take away 2 would give you 0 in the denominator, not -2 there. So it should be x is not equal to -2. So not that it really matters how you're going to solve it, so just ignore that anyway just now. So to write it as a single fraction, we need to have the same denominator. So what I'm going to do is take the first fraction and I'm going to multiply it by that denominator there, top and bottom. So it'll be 3 brackets x minus 2 over x plus 1 x minus 2. And I'm going to do the same kind of process, but this fraction I'm going to multiply by this denominator. So as you can see now, both fractions are the same denominator. So I'm just going to combine them into one fraction. Like so. And then I'm just going to tidy up the numerator then. Like so. And when I'm tidying up the numerator, I'll get 3x take away x is going to give me 2x. Take away 6, take away 1, that's going to be take away 7 overall. I don't need to multiply out the denominator, it's fine just to leave it in the brackets. And there we have it.